Hi, welcome to an awesome algebra session on factoring. This video features factoring trinomials where the leading coefficient is not 1. What does that mean? Well, a polynomial is in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. Trinomials just mean there are 1, 2, 3 of them. And a not equal to 1 means that the leading number is not 1, which means they are super hard to factor. So here are my steps to make them a little bit easier. What's the GCF? Is there a GCF? When there's a GCF, we tend to miss them because we forget to pull it out, and then inside of our polynomial that's factored, you can pull something else out. So double check that GCF each time. I like to use the Acb method. You can do guess and check, but when the leading coefficient is not 1, it is so hard. So when the leading coefficient is not 1, we're going to use factor by grouping. When it is equal to 1, we can use factoring. You can check out another video on factoring. I put the link in the description below. Go ahead and click on it and check it out for when A is 1. It's super awesome. Then you're going to see, can you factor further? After I've got all this, maybe there is something else I can factor. And the last step that all the teachers are going to remind you to do is to check, hey, maybe you have a negative or a positive wrong, so you check by multiplying it out. All right, let's see how this works. Factor the polynomial. There's my polynomial right there. If the polynomial can't be factored, state that it's prime. And then I just copied those directions and put them over here. So first things first, do I have a GCF? 9x squared plus 6x minus 8. If I look at the first term and I look at the last term, there is nothing in common between the two. Sure, there is something in common between 9x squared and 6x. And there is something in common between 6x and 8, but not between all three. So do I have a GCF? Nope. But I'll put a little check mark here to remind myself that, hey, I checked it off. I double checked for that GCF. Next step, use the Acb method. What is this Acb? Well, polynomial is ax squared plus bx plus c. A is 9, b is 6, and c is super tricky. It's negative 8. You have to include the minus sign because it makes a negative 8. So we have a, c, b. We're going to find the product of AC, so 9 times negative 8, which is negative 72. And then B, we want our sum to be B, which is 6. So I'm going to find factors of negative 72 whose sum is 6. This is where we have to be super tricky. It's a negative 72, negative 72. To get a negative, you take a positive times a negative, or a negative times a positive, either way. Multiplication of integers is commutative, which is nice. And the sum is 6. That means that it's a positive. So that means that the bigger number is positive. Okay, so this side tells me if I have same sign or different sign. It's a negative, so different. The bigger number is positive because 6 is positive. So my first factor is 1 and 72. I like to start off with my lowest on this side and I'll go up, and this is my highest and I'll go down. So we'll find all the factors of 72. The bigger one is positive, so that 1 must be negative. Then I do the next one. Negative 2, so 2 times what is 72? Well, that would be 36. And then I would do 3. Negative 3 times, that would be 24. And then 4, so negative 4, and it would be 18. 5 doesn't go into 72, so I'm not going to put 5 down there. Then I'm going to try out 6. So that would be negative 6 times 12. I'm running out of room. I'm going to pull the screen down a little bit. Those directions will go away, but they're still there. Okay, negative 6 times 12. Negative 6, then negative 7. Doesn't go into 72. Negative 8. Negative 8 times 9. Okay, and that one I know because it's right there. So I've got all the factors because the next number would be 9, and look, I already got it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 12, 18, 24, 36, 72. Those are the only numbers that divide to make 72. I've got them all. So on this side, I want it to be the sum. So I'm going to add these numbers. Negative 1 plus 72. That'd be 71. Negative 2 plus 36. That would be 34. Negative 3 plus 24. That would be 21. Negative 4 plus 18, that would be 14. Negative 6 plus 12, 6. Negative 8 plus 1. I know somebody was watching this and going, it's 666. You could stop. You got it right here. And that's okay. You can absolutely do that. So what does this mean? Why did I do all this? Well, I'm going to split the middle term here. Okay, and that brings me to these two directions. If A is 1, A is not 1. A equals 9, which is not equal to 1. There's A. That means I have to factor by grouping. Okay, so I have to split this middle piece to be these two, and then I'm going to factor. If A was equal to 1, then I would say x minus 6, x plus 12. Again, there's a video with a link in the description that you could check out to see more videos like that. Okay, so 9x squared. And then we split this middle term to be my two digits that we got. Negative 6 plus 12. Oops, negative 6x plus 12x. There we go. Negative 6x plus 12x. Negative 6x plus 12x. That's really hard to read. Let me do a little better job there. Negative 6x plus 12x. Negative 6 plus 12x is 6x. It works out perfect. Yay! And then I need the negative 8. Look, I did not change the problem at all. That's important, and that's why it works. And then I'm going to factor these. So I'm going to say, okay, factor by grouping. Okay, so we couldn't use this method. We did the AC. Now we're factor by grouping. So out of the first two, what can I pull out? Well, I can pull out 3x. 3 times 3 is 9. X times x is x squared. 3 times 2 is 6. And 3x times negative 2 is negative 6x. Awesome! Then I want to factor the second set. I have 12x minus 8. What can I pull out of everything? Well, 4. So plus 4. And then inside, 4 times 3x is 12. And 4 times negative 2 is 8. This is so cool because look, this part, 3x minus 2, and 3x minus 2 is in both pieces. So I'm going to factor it out. It's right here, 3x minus 2. That's where it went. And then what's left over? Well, here. This is what's left over, 3x plus 4. 3x plus 4 goes right there because that's what's left over. Okay. So I factored by grouping. Factor further. What does that mean? That means I'm going to look at this piece here, and I'm going to look at this piece here. Can I factor this? Is there anything I can factor out? Nope. Can I factor this? Is there anything I can pull out? Nope. So I can't factor any further? Nope. So then I'm going to check. Okay. This part is one that we like to skip, but it's super duper important. Here's my check. 3x minus 2 times 3x plus 4. I'm going to multiply 3x by everything over here. So 3x times 3x plus 3x times 4. Where did this stuff come from? Well, here's 3x, here's 3x, here's 3x. And then I also have to multiply negative 2 by everything. So negative 2 times 3x, negative 2 times 4. I'm running out of room, so sorry. There and there. There. So this would be equal to 3 times 3 is 9, x squared. 3 times 4, that would be plus 12x. Negative 2 times 3x would be negative 6x. And Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. 9x squared plus 6x minus 8. Was that the original problem? 3x squared plus 6x minus 8. Yes! Woohoo! It checks out. So I followed all my steps. Okay, so here we go. So how do I factor by grouping when my leading coefficient is not 1? GCF. Check it out. I gotta have a GCF. If I don't, move on. Use the AC method, ACB. Multiply the first coefficient and the last. Has to be in descending order. 9 times negative 8. There. And then I want the sum to be that number. This part here is the hardest part, I think. Once you do that, then you split the middle term if A is not equal to 1. If A is equal to 1, then you just go right into it factored. Again, see the other video, super helpful. And then I use factoring by grouping. And I check, can I factor any further? Nope. So that means I found my solution. Okay, I know that you want to try it out. Math is a verb. It's something you do. So here is your problem. Ta-da! Go ahead and try it out. Put your answer in the comments. If you have a question or want to see a certain math topic in an upcoming video, leave that in the question or the comments too, and I might select it in an upcoming video. Have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye-bye.